Hey guys, welcome back to the Parkerverse. This week, I thought I'd share with you guys some behind the scenes on how I create these epic live wallpapers that you guys love. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you guys how to pull images apart, add animation, and use layers to give your wallpapers an awesome 3D look. But before we get started, if you like this video and want to see more just like this, make sure you like and subscribe to help support the channel. And let me know in the comment section below if you have any video requests or suggestions. So, I'm going to show you the core steps that you need to follow in order to create your own layered live wallpapers. For this tutorial, I'm going to keep things very simple. We're going to take a standard still image, break it into layers, add animation, and finally combine them all to create our live wallpaper. If this is your first time attempting to create your own, I highly recommend you check out my other video on how to create your own custom live wallpaper for quick and easy results. The link for this is going to be in the top right corner for you guys. Now that we have that out the way, let's get into the tutorial. For this example, let's take a look at my most recent live wallpaper for Need for Speed Heat. This wallpaper was created using layers to add the illusion of motion to an otherwise still image. The concept is simple enough. Just find an image that you like. This could be of a person, place, or object. Then separate that image into layers, such as here with the car and the background. By doing this, you can now add animation to each layer separately. Or if you want to take things even further, you can even add in new elements or even swap out the backdrop itself. The possibilities are endless. Just make sure you take your time and have a little patience. Personally speaking, this process can take me several hours to get to a point that I'm happy with. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cut out the subject. In this case, the car. You want to remove everything from this image that isn't a part of the subject or that you don't want to include in this layer. Personally, for this, my app of choice would be PicsArt. It's a great app that houses a lot of image manipulation tools. It even allows for 500x zoom. Great for those of you who love to get up close and personal, just like me. And as a side note, for the best results, I highly recommend you switch between different size erasers during this process. Next up, for the background, you actually have a few different choices here. You can either completely replace it with another image, use it as it is without removing the car, or remove the car and get a bit more freedom. For those of you who decide you want the extra legroom and want to remove the car, the method that I would recommend you use is cloning. And thankfully, this is available within PicsArt. Just head into the tools section and you'll find it there. Just simply select the area that you want to copy and start brushing. For the best results, I highly recommend you use points closest to the subject, as I'm doing so here. Now before we move on to animating our layers, we need to decide whether or not we're adding animation to our subject. If you are, then a technique that I like to use is chroma keying, also known as green screen. Just simply add a solid background, ideally a color that isn't present within the image. Now let's briefly cover animation. Personally, my app of choice for this would be StoryZ. It's a very powerful app with loads of animation options. But for those of you looking for alternatives and even a quick guide on how to use them, make sure you check out the video in the top right corner, where I've put together a list of the best animation apps available from the Play Store. So once you've finished animating your layers, let's move on to putting it all together. For this, we're going to use the app KineMaster, or alternatively, you can check out Power Director, both of which are powerful mobile video editing software. Just simply start by loading in your background and then every other layer that goes on top. At this point, if you use green screen, then make sure you head into the chroma key section, match the color you used for the background, then adjust the high and low sliders until you get the best result possible. And here, because we're working in separate layers, you can even reposition them as you see fit. But the real benefit of working in layers is that you can add new objects or elements in between them, adding to that 3D look. Such as here, where I'm going to make a simple square and place it behind the car. And because you're using a fully blown video editor, you can even add motion, transitions, and loads of other effects to take your wallpapers to a whole nother level. By combining the techniques I've shown so far in this and my previous videos, you can really take your wallpaper creations even further. By using the features buried within KineMaster, you can make some really cool stuff. Just make sure you take your time and play around with some of the options. And as a final note, remember you can always change the order of the layers right within the app itself. So don't worry too much about the order that you load the layers in. If you guys want a full guide on KineMaster, let me know in the comment section below. But before you guys run off, let's have a look at what's possible from 30 minutes of using KineMaster. And for those of you curious, here's how it looks after I've worked my magic for a good few hours. And as a quick note, in the comment section below, I'm going to add links for a few apps that you can use to set your newly created wallpapers as your phone's background. If you like this video and want to see more just like this, make sure you like and subscribe to help support the channel. Follow me on Instagram and make sure you check out my other Android customization videos. See you next time on Into the Parkerverse.